All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth to rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim out here pushing this word in sincerity, truth, and in faith. And Shalom to the Israelite foreigners and the few Aqua, the few sisters that's out here listening in all humility. All right. I have another lesson, and I'm going to entitle it, Son of Man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel. Okay. And those prophets are the prophets that are out here prophesying deceits. Okay. Prophesying for their own gain, for their own benefit. Okay. Trying to accomplish something that can't be accomplished. Okay, it's impossible for you to take Yahweh Shai's spot, okay, and be that guy. There's just one Savior, and his name is Yahweh Shai, okay? You can't be a leader of a group and then call and think you're going to save everybody in the group. You're not, okay? Your duty and your mission is to just preach the word. And the Most High is going to be, he's going to determine who's going to get saved and who's not going to get saved. Okay? But you got guys out here, you know, that's been doing this thing for years and that's been leading the flock astray. Okay? Prophesying out of their own mind or out of their own heart. Okay? Telling you stuff like there will be no Jacob's trouble. Okay? When you can clearly see that at this point, some of our people are already in trouble. Okay? Troubles that they can't come back from. All right? And it's going to get real troublesome when the Lord take his men off of the streets and off of the highways and the byways, off of the internet. Okay. And everybody's going to be looking for the prophets. You know, where those men that was talking about the future, you know. Now everybody's going to get serious, but at that time, the doors of mercy are going to be closed. And there's not going to be any way for you to get on track. You're just going to have to play out the end that the Most High set up for you. Okay? Being wicked. Okay? It's just as simple as that. All right? So this lesson is about the prophets that go out and prophesize lies and deceit, okay? And to get you to fall away from Yahweh Shai instead of pulling you closer to him. All right? So I'm going to start with, this is Ezekiel chapter 13. Listen at this. It says, and the word of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, or your own mind, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And this word goes to you prophets, okay, that's going out here pushing your own doctrine, your own words, your own breakdowns, okay, saying that the apostles and the elders, they are wrong in some type of way, okay, that their doctrine isn't right, okay. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai power, woe unto the foolish prophets, and woe means death, man. that follow their own spirit. Okay, you got guys out here talking about it's okay to have sex and pop your woman on the Shabbat. And you have to sign off that you agree with that in order to be in their congregation. Okay? That's their own spirit. It says, and have seen nothing. Okay? O Israel, thy prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. Yea, they have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord. Yeah, they're not teaching about the day of the Lord coming. Okay? To whereas you're gonna have to rely solely and strictly on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that there is no other way out of the pending danger, the perils that's coming. There is no other way out other than Yahushai. Okay? Yahweh, why Yahushai? Okay? It says, they have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, the Lord saith, Yahweh Shem Yahushai saith. But they don't use Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They use Jesus and God. Okay? The Most High and Christ. It says, and the Lord Yahweh hath not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Yeah. You people trusting in these guys, you're being led by the blind, and you're about to fall into a ditch. Okay? It says, have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, the Lord saith, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, or Jesus and God said. That's what they say. Albeit I have not spoken. The Most High have not spoken the words that you out here pushing. Okay, he has not spoken those words. These are your own words. All right. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, saith the Lord power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yeah, you have seen lies, talking about there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble. Okay, that's a lie. All right. And then when you get called out about it, you try to say you didn't say that. Okay? Saying that you could have sex on the Shabbat. That's a lie. And many other lies they come with. Okay? It says, and mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Israel. Neither shall they enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power. Okay? So they're not going to enter. They're going to have to wait the second go around, man. Okay? They're going to get destroyed on this side. If you out here preaching something that the Most High didn't tell you to preach, you out here lying on the Most High, you're going to get caught up out here. No matter how much money, how much fame, and all that stuff you have, it doesn't matter, man. Okay? Because the Most High doesn't respect people like that. There's no respect of persons. Okay? Especially when you're going against him and his men. Okay? It says, because they have seduced my people, saying peace. Oh, no, ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble. And there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Okay? That which can't stand the stress. Okay? Say unto them which daub it with untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and ye, O great hailstones, shall fall, Salak, and a stormy wind shall rend it. Yeah, your whole organization is about to fall and crumble. Okay? Watch what the Lord does to these fake organizations that's out here, calling themselves Israel, but you still using Esau, to prop them up. Got these 501c3 charters that's telling them what they can and what they cannot preach. Okay? The name they can teach in and the name that they can't teach in. Okay? Watch what happened to these groups, man. All right? You already see that the Lord brought Alizé down hard, and he's still out here tricking people. And y'all still out here believing him, wanting to save him. All right? It says, Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, where is the daubing wherewith ye have daubed it? Yeah, where's all this pride and all this, fanfare? All this sure word of prophecy that you've been, where's it at? It's not going to be nowhere to be found. That's where it's going to be. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in mine anger, and great hailstone in my fury to consume it. Okay? So get ready for all these fake, phony pastors, prophets, churches, okay, schools, okay? Watch all of them fall, man, and be destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. He's going to destroy those places, man, terribly, okay? Because he let them get so high. The higher you go up, the harder the fall is going to be, with anything. And they are so high, okay? It says, so will I break down the wall that ye have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered, and it shall fall, and ye shall be consumed in the midst thereof. Whoo! You're going to be in it, consumed in it. Okay? And ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them that have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, the wall is no more, neither they that daubed it. Okay? So the Lord is going to take all of you away. Okay? The ones who made it, the ones who keep it up. Okay? This false doctrine you pushing out here. All right? It says, to wit, the prophets of Israel, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, saith the Lord. Okay? So you're gonna get it, man. You're gonna get it. It's just as simple as that. This is Jeremiah 5:31. It says, the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so, And what will you do in the end thereof? Yeah, the end is going to be, all of that's going to be found out to be false. And the Lord he's going to destroy it all. What are you going to do? Okay? You have to be able to recognize the false from the real. Okay? You can't be caught up in glamour. Okay? Shiny, what do you call garments? Okay? Riding in on a horse. Okay? All fanfare. Okay? You can't depend on that. All right? Jeremiah 14:14, it says, Then the Lord said unto me, The prophets prophesy lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesy unto you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and the deceit of their heart. Okay, that's what you're getting preached. That's what's being preached to you, deceit of their heart. Always talking about Great Millstone and what we doing, you know, and try to bring up false things on us, you know, which they take way out of context. All right. They always go to that same great thing because that's the only thing that they have, and which is nothing. Okay, which is nothing, but it's enough to get the people's mind turned to another direction. Oh, they do that. Okay, now your mind is off of the truth and the lies that they're spreading. Okay. Lamentations 2:14, it says, The prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and cause of banishment. Okay? That's what they're doing. That's their skilo. That's what they're set up to do. Okay? Because you got to remember, 2/3 of our people are going to get destroyed out here. And 1/3 and the 144,000 are going to be saved. Okay? That's why it tells you to give diligence. Okay? To make that calling in election sure. You have to be diligent in this thing, knowing what you're learning. Okay? And knowing who you learned it from. Because those guys out there with the false doctrine, they are wolves in sheep clothing, man. Okay? Oh, Matthew 7:15, it says, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Okay? Ravening wolves, man. Luke 6:26. It says, Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers do to the false prophets. And that's what's happening right now. Okay, you got Al-Azhar out here, just been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's a false prophet, and they're still speaking well of him. I'm talking about give him a chance and all of this madness. The way he came to the apostles and the elders, the way he insulted them, okay, was great. No one said anything about that when he did that. No one had any words for him. Okay? That proves that you all you guys that didn't have a word for him, you're on the other side. You're on the left-hand side. And you're going to get destroyed out here, man. It's as simple as that. Okay? 2 Peter 2:1, it says, But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring damnable heresies, which deny even denying the Lord that brought them. Okay, and that's what they do. They deny Yahweh Shai. Talking about Yahweh Shai is just a regular man. You're not supposed to praise him and worship him. Okay? And bring upon themselves swift destruction. And that's what's going to happen. Swift destruction is coming. Okay? Our time is not like the Most High's time, You got to remember that. 1,000 years to us is what? 1,000 years. That's like one day to the Most High. Okay? 1 John 4:1, it says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. And that is so true. Many false prophets. You look on social media, and all you see is false prophets coming up with all these weird doctrines, man. Okay? There's but one truth. Okay? And the Most High had already set up his men, starting with the men of Great Millstone, the apostles, okay, and their elders. Okay? The Lord already set it up. He had John the Baptist come in and give the apostles, elders, give them the word, and they pushed it all the way down to us. Okay? This has already happened. All right? And the apostles aren't giving you anything but the truth. They don't sugarcoat it. They don't do nothing. They just tell you the truth. That's it. And that's what we do. All right? So I'm going to end it right there. All right? I didn't want to make it too long. Lord willing, it was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.